Now we discuss. Good morning, students. Now we discuss about the exercise 9.2. So, exercise 9.2. So, first question: evaluate the following integrals as the limit of sums. So, you see, subdivision 1. Integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 dx. So, integral 0 to 1, that I write it the given integral. That means integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 into dx. So the formula is the integral 0 to 1 f of x dx formula is this is the formula. So I write it because you see the limit here in the question is evaluate the following integrals. So this is the integral, that means integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 into dx. You see the limit is 0 to 1. So we know that the formula for that means integral 0 to 1 limit. So that means integral 0 to 1 f of x dx. I write it the formula, that means equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation r equal to 1 to n f of r by n. So this is a integral formula for 0 to 1. So next step we write it, that means I write it f of x equal to, here you compare this integral with the general form of the integral. General form of the integral means integral a to b f of x dx. A means 0, b equal to 1. So a equal to 0, b equal to 1, f of x equal to 5x plus 4. So the next step, f of x equal to 5x plus 4. Next so the a value means lower limit 0, upper limit b equal to 1. So therefore f of x equal to 5x plus 4 means f of r by n. F of r by n means here 5 into r, that means x means here r by n. So I substitute 5 into r by n plus 4. So the next step I multiply 5r by n plus 4. F of r by n equal to 5r by n plus 4. So next step, integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 into dx equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation, that means both the side here I apply the formula, that means integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 into dx equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation r equal to 0 to n 5r by n plus 4. So the next step I write it, that means limit n tends to infinity 1 by n I multiply in the factor. So I write it summation r equal to 1 to n 5r by n square plus 4 by n. So in the next step, limit n tends to infinity. Now I take the summation to the every terms. So I write it here. Now I take the summation for 5r by n. The summation only for r terms, no n. So I take the constant in the outside. So 5 by n square is the constant. So 5 by n square into summation r equal to 1 to n r plus next 4 by n is a constant. 4 by n into summation r equal to 1 to n 1. You see limit n tends to infinity 5 by n square into, now I give the values. So r equal to 1, 2, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to etc plus n. Plus next 4 by n into, again the values are given, that means 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to etc n times. So the answer is n. Summation of r equal to 1 to n into 1 means the function 1 for the summation is, the answer is n. So the next step I write it, limit n tends to infinity 5 by n square, the sum of the natural numbers, that means 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to etc n. The formula is n into n plus 1 by 2 plus n cancelled plus 4. So in the next step, limit n tends to infinity 5 by n, that means here n cancelled, numerator n cancelled and 1 n cancelled in the n square. So the answer is the 5 by n into n plus 1 by 2 plus 4. In the next step, limit n tends to infinity, next 5 by 2 into this n I write in the denominator, that means I combine with the n plus 1. So I write it 5 by 2 into n plus 1 by n plus 4. In the next step I write it, limit n tends to infinity 5 by 2, this n divide the every terms in the numerator. So n by n plus 1 by n by n means 1 plus 1 by n, so plus 4. So the next step I write it, now I apply the limit. The limit is n tends to infinity. So 5 by 2 into 1 plus 1 by infinity plus 4. So therefore 5 by 2 1 plus 1 by infinity plus 4 means 1 by infinity is 0. So therefore 5 by 2 into 1 plus 0 plus 4. So 5 by 2 plus 4. So I just cross multiplying. Cross multiplying means 4 2s are 8. 5 plus 8 by 2. 5 plus 8 by 2 means 13 by 2. This is the answer. Therefore integral 0 to 1 5x plus 4 into dx equal to 13 by 2. This is the answer. We say next subdivision 2 integral. You see that integral 1 to 2 4x square minus 1 into dx. So here now I compare with the given integration with the general integral, that means integral a to b f of x dx. A to b means a equal to 1, b equal to 2. Next f of x means 4x square minus 1. So now here you see this I write it the formula. The formula is integral a to b f of x dx equal to limit n tends to infinity b minus a by n summation r equal to 1 to n f of a plus b minus a into r by n. So the next step, integral 1 to 2 f of x dx. Now I substitute a equal to 1, b equal to 2. So integral 1 to 2 f of x dx equal to limit n tends to infinity, b value is 2, 2 minus 1 by n. So summation r equal to 1 to n f of a value is 1. So a equal to 1, so 1 plus b value is 2, 2 minus 1 into r by n. So the next step, integral 1 to 2 f of x dx equal to limit n tends to infinity, 2 minus 1 means 1, 1 by n summation r equal to 1 to n f of 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 1, f of 1 plus r by n. Therefore here f of x equal to 4x square minus 1, therefore which implies f of 1 plus r by n. F of 1 plus r by n equal to 4 into 1 plus r by n whole square minus 1. So the next step I write it a plus b whole square means a square plus 2ab plus b square. So I write it 4 into 1 plus 2 into, that means 2 into 1 into r by n. So I write it 2r by n plus r by n whole square, so r square by n square. So minus 1 equal to 4 into, in the next step I write it the 4 in the factor. So 4 plus 4 into 2 are 8r by n plus 4r square by n square minus 1. So next 4 minus 1 means 3, 3 plus 8r by n plus 4r square by n square. So the next step, f of 1 plus r by n equal to, that means the answer is f of 1 plus r by n equal to 3 plus 8r by n plus 4r square by n square. This is the answer for f of 1 plus r by n. So now we apply in the formula, that means integral 1 to 2 f of x dx equal to summation, that means equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation r equal to 1 to n f of 1 plus r by n. So next step, f of x means 4x square minus 1. So integral 1 to 2 4x square minus 1 into dx equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation r equal to 1 to n. That means this is a f of 1 plus r by n. Answer is 3 plus 8r by n 4r square by n. So I substitute 3 plus 8r by n plus 4r square by n square. So the next step I write it limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation r equal to 1 to n. That means 3 plus 8r by n plus 4r square by n square equal to, now I multiply the 1 by n in the factor. So I write it limit n tends to infinity summation 1 by n into 3, 3 by n plus 8r by 1 by n into 8r by n, 8r by n square plus 4r square by 1 by n into 4r square by n square means 4r square by n cube. So the next step, limit n tends to infinity summation r equal to 1 to n 3 by n plus summation r equal to 1 to n 8r by n square plus summation r equal to 1 to n 4r square by n cube. So equal to limit n tends to infinity. Now you see that means the summation only for r. So 3 by n is a constant, so I write in the outside. So 3 by n into summation r equal to 1 to n into 1 plus next 8 by n square into summation r equal to, here 8 by n square is a constant, so 8 by n square into summation r equal to 1 to n r plus 4 by n cube into summation r equal to 1 to n r square. So in the next step you write it, that means limit n tends to infinity 3 by n summation of r equal to 1 to n, 1 value is n, because we substitute the every value is 1 equal to 1 means 1 plus 1 equal, and r equal to 2 means 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to etc 1, n times we add. So the answer is n. So therefore summation r equal to 1 to n, 1, answer is n. So 3 by n into n plus 8 by n square, I write it 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to etc plus n plus 4 by n cube, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up to etc plus n square. So the next step you see limit n tends to infinity 3 plus, that means here 1 plus, that means 1 plus 2 plus up to etc n. Sum of the natural number formula is n into n plus 1 by 2 plus 4 by n cube into that means the square of the terms. It's the formula is sum of the square of the terms equal to n into n plus 1 2n plus 1 by 6. So the next step, limit n tends to infinity 3 plus here 8 and 2. So 2 divide the 8, so 4 into, that means n cancelled, so 1 n cancelled here, the denominator also 1 n cancelled, so 4 into, that means n plus 1 by n. So remaining 4 by 6, that means 4 by 6 into n cube, so 1 n cancelled in the n cube, so n plus 1 by n, that means there is a denominator is n square, so every term I take every n square, that means I split the n plus 1 by n into 2n plus 1 by n. So the next step I write it, that means limit n tends to infinity 3 plus 4 into, that means this n divide the every numerator, so n by n plus 1 by n plus 2 by 3 into just 4 by 6 cancelled by 2, so divided by 2, so we cancel 2 2s are 4, so 2 by 2 3s are 6, so 2 by 3 into this n divide the every numerator, n by n plus 1 by n, next 2n by n plus 1 by n. So the next step, limit n tends to infinity 3 plus next n by n is 1, so 4 into 1 plus 1 by n plus 2 by 3 into n by n is 1, 1 plus 1 by n plus 2 n by n is 1, so 2 plus 1 by n. So in the next step, 3 plus 3 that means limit n tends to infinity 3 plus, now I substitute the limit n equal to infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, so therefore 3 plus 4 into 1 plus 0 plus 2 by 3 into 1 plus 0 plus, that means 1 by, I substitute every n equal to infinity, so 1 by infinity is 0, so this is a 1 by infinity 0, 1 by infinity 0, 1 by infinity 0, so I write it 3 plus 4 into 1 plus 0 plus 2 by 3 into 1 plus 0 into 2 plus 0. So the next step I write it, that means 3 plus 4 plus 2 by 3 plus into 2 by 3 into 2, so I write it, that means I write it 7, 3 plus 4 7 plus 4 by 3 equal to, just I cross multiplying, 7 3s are 21, 21 plus 4 equal to 25 by 3. This is the answer for the given integral. Therefore integral 1 to 2 4x square minus 1 dx equal to 25 by 3. This is the answer. So next we calculate about the, listen, integration formula. Integration formula is integral x power n dx equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Next integral e power x dx equal to e power x plus c. Integral 1 by x dx equal to, the integration of 1 by x is log x plus c. Next integral sin x dx equal to minus cos x plus c. Next integration of integral cos x dx equal to sin x plus c. Next we calculate integral a power a, that means integral ax plus b whole power n dx equal to, that means 1 by a into ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Next integral e power ax plus b dx equal to e power ax plus b by a plus c. Next integral 1 by ax plus b dx equal to, integration of 1 by ax plus b means log of ax plus b by a. So integral sin of ax plus b dx equal to minus cos of ax plus b by a plus c. Next integral cos of ax plus b into dx equal to sin of ax plus b by a plus c. Next integral secant square of ax plus b into dx equal to tan of ax plus b by a plus c. Next integral cosecant square of ax plus b into dx equal to minus cot of ax plus b by a plus c. So next integral dx by square root of a square minus x square equal to sin inverse x by a plus c. Next 2 into, in the second formula, integral dx by a square plus x square equal to 1 by a tan inverse x by a plus c. Integral dx by square root of x square plus a square equal to log of x plus square root of x square plus a square plus c. Next fourth one, integral dx by square root of x square minus a square equal to log of x plus square root of x square minus a square plus c. Next integral dx by a square minus x square equal to 1 by 2a log of a plus x by a minus x plus c. Next integral dx by x square minus a square equal to 1 by 2a log of x minus a by x plus a plus c. So now we discuss about the properties of integrations. Integral a to b f of x dx equal to integral a to b f of y dx. This is the first property, f of x equal to f of y. Next integral a to b f of x dx equal to, now I change the interval, a to b means I take the b to a, so 1 minus sign I write it, that means I put it the 1 minus sign. So equal to minus of integral b to a f of x dx. That means the interval change, so minus of integral b to a f of x dx. Next, integral a to b f of x dx means minus integral b to a f of x dx. Next, integral a to b f of x dx equal to integral a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Fourth property. Next, integral 0 to f of x dx equal to integral 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Next, integral minus a to plus a f of x dx equal to integral minus a to plus a f of x dx equal to 0. Because f of x is odd functions means the minus a to plus a is 0. Suppose integral minus a to plus a f of x dx equal to 2 times of integral 0 to a f of x dx, because the minus a to plus a f of x dx means this is a even function. F of x is the even function means we write it 2 into integral 0 to a f of x dx. This is a even function. So the even function f of x is even function means we write it 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx. This is the answer for f of x is even function. Now we discuss about the exercise 9.3. So second problem, ninth subdivisions. This is a second problem, ninth subdivisions from exercise 9.3. So this is a ninth subdivision from second problem. So now the given integral is integral 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus sin x into dx. This is the given integral. So I equal to, that means integral 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus sin x dx. So the next step I write it I equal to integral 0 to pi x into sin x by 1 plus sin x dx. So therefore f of x equal to, that means sin x by 1 plus sin x, then f of pi minus x. Now I write it the f of pi minus x. Pi minus x means every x I substitute the pi minus x. Sin of pi minus x by 1 plus sin of pi minus x. Pi means 180 degree minus x. 180 degree means 180 degree minus theta means we rotate from downward. So 180 degree means it comes to the second, that means second quadrant. 180 degree minus theta, it comes to the second quadrant. So second quadrant sine and cosine only positive. So I write it sine of 180 minus pi minus theta means sine theta. So I write it sine x by 1 plus sine x. So sine of pi minus x means sine x by 1 plus sine of here pi. So pi minus x means sine x. Therefore f of pi minus x equal to sine x by 1 plus sine x. This is the f of x. So in the next step we write it integral 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus sin x dx equal to, that means I substitute, that means the form here in this formula we apply. The formula is integral 0 to a x f of x dx equal to a by 2 f of x dx. If f of a minus x equal to f of x, that means here f of a minus x equal to f of x means we take this integral. So that means f of pi minus x equal to f of x. I substitute the f of pi minus x. I got the answer f of x. So pi minus x equal to f of x means I take this, I apply this formula. So I write it here a equal to pi. So integral 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus sin x dx equal to pi by 2 integral, that means a by 2 means a equal to pi. So pi by 2 integral 0 to pi sin x by 1 plus sin x dx. So in the next step pi by 2 integral 0 to pi, that means sin x by 1 plus sin x dx, which implies, so the next step pi by 2 into integral 0 to pi, that means now here the denominator term is 1 plus sin x. So multiply and divide by 1 minus sin x. Conjugate, I take the conjugate. So 1 minus sin x by 1 minus sin x into dx. So therefore pi by 2 into integral 0 to pi sin x into 1 minus sin x by 1 plus sin x into 1 minus sin x means a plus b into a minus b means a square minus b square. So 1 square minus sin square x into dx. In the next step I equal to pi by 2 integral 0 to pi sin x into 1 minus sin x by 1 minus sin square x dx. So 1 minus sin square x means cos square x. So pi by 2 integral 0 to pi sin x, the sin x multiply in the factor, sin x minus sin x into sin x sin square x by cos square x into dx. So I equal to pi by integral 0 to pi sin x by cos square x minus sin square x by cos square x into dx. So in the next step sin square x, sin x by cos square x, I write it sin x by cos x into 1 by cos. Sin by cos means tan, so tan x into 1 by cos means secant x. So sin x by cos square x, I write it, that means secant x tan x, minus next sin square x by cos square x, I write it the tan x, that means sin square x by cos square x means tan square x, because sin by cos is a tan. So sin by cos whole square, so tan square x into dx. So the next step, pi by 2 integral 0 to pi, that means secant x tan x minus the tan x 1 plus tan square x equal to secant square x. So instead of tan square x, I write it secant square x minus 1. So secant x tan x minus secant square x minus 1 into dx. So pi by 2 integral 0 to pi secant x tan x minus, I write the minus sign in the factor, so I write it minus secant square x plus minus into minus plus 1 into dx. In the next step, I equal to pi by 2, that means now I integrate the secant x tan x. Integration of secant x tan x is secant x minus integration of secant square x is tan x. So plus next integration of 1 is integral 1 dx means x, so x. Now apply the limit is 0 to pi. So the lower limit is 0 and upper limit is pi. So therefore pi by 2 into, now I substitute the upper limit, secant pi minus tan pi plus pi minus, now I apply the lower limit, secant 0 minus tan 0 plus 0. So in the next step, I equal to pi by 2, that means minus 1 minus 0 plus pi minus of 1 minus 0 plus 0. So the next step, I write it pi by 2 into minus 1 plus pi and a minus of 1. So I write it pi by 2 minus 1 plus pi minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. So pi minus 2, pi by 2 into pi minus 2. This is the answer for the given integral. That means integral 0 to pi x sin x by 1 plus sin x into dx equal to pi by 2 into pi minus 2. This is the answer. Next exercise problem, that means here integral 0 to by x log x into 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x dx. So this is the second problem, sixth subdivisions. This is the second problem, sixth subdivision. Second problem here, this one. So second problem of sixth subdivisions. The given integral is integral 0 to 2 pi x log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x dx. So here now I write the given, I take the given integral is I equal to integral 0 to 2 pi x log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx. Therefore f of x equal to, now I write it, the f of x means log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x. I take and write this. And next then f of 2 pi minus x, because the interval is 0 to 2 pi. So that means here I apply f of a minus x means f of x. So a equal to, here the limit is 2 pi, 0 to a means a equal to 2 pi. So 2 pi minus x. So f of 2 pi minus x equal to log of, I substitute log of 3 plus every x, I take the 2 pi minus x. So log of 3 plus cos of 2 pi minus x, 3 minus cos of 2 pi minus x. So that means 2 pi means it is a, here you see the 2 pi minus x, minus x means the angle rotate from downward. So from downward means it is the fourth quadrant. 2 pi minus x represented the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, cos and secant positive, remaining function are negative. So cos means positive, means we write it cos of 2 pi minus x means cos x. So I write it, so log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x. This this functions, I take the f of x. Therefore integral 0 to 2 pi x log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx equal to, that means I write it, that 2 pi, here I apply the formula, this formula I applied, because f of 2 pi minus x equal to f of x, both the functions are same. So for that reason I apply this formula, integral 0 to, here a equal to 2 pi. So integral 0 to 2 pi x log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx equal to, the formula is a by 2, a equal to 2 pi. 2 pi by 2 integral 0 to 2 pi log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx. The next step, 2 cancelled, so pi into integral 0 to 2 pi log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x dx. So I equal to pi into integral 0 to 2 pi log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx. So the next step, I equal to pi into integral 0 to 2 pi log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x dx equal to, now that means I take that integral 0 to 2a f of x dx equal to 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx. So because here this function is the even function, so I write, that means here we apply this property. This is a property, one of the property. So this is here we not apply the even function. This property we apply. Integral 0 to 2a f of x dx equal to 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx. So here 0 to 2 pi means 0, I write it the 0 to pi log of 2 times of, that means 0 to 2 pi, I write it the 2 times of 0 to pi log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx. So in the next step I write it, that means I equal to 2 pi into 0 to pi. So I write the log, means I take the log for the numerator minus denominator. So separately I take the log to the numerator and the denominator. So I write it in 2 pi into integral 0 to pi log of 3 plus cos x minus log of 3 minus cos x into dx. In the next step 2 pi into integral 0 to pi log of 3 plus cos x into dx minus integral 0 to, now I multiply the integral to the every term. So I write it integral 0 to pi log of 3 plus cos x into dx minus integral 0 to pi log of 3 minus cos x into dx. So in the next step I write it, that means integral 0 to a f of x dx equal to integral 0 to a f of a minus x dx. So now I substitute every x equal to pi minus x, because the limit is here limit a, so I take a minus x. Here the limit is pi, so pi minus x. So I substitute x equal to pi minus x in this step. So I write it 2 pi into integral 0 to pi log of 3 plus cos of pi minus x into dx minus integral 0 to pi log of 3 minus cos of, here pi minus x will come, pi minus x into dx. So in the next step 2 pi into integral 0 to pi log of 3, here cos pi minus x means it is a, we move the angle from the downward, because the center is minus and the angle for minus angle comes in the minus. So minus means it is a 180 degree, means it represented the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant sine and cosecant only positive, remaining function all the trigonometric functions are negative. So cos of pi minus x means minus cos x. So therefore I write it log of 3 minus cos x into dx minus integral 0 to pi log of 3 minus cos of pi minus x means minus cos pi minus cos here. So minus cos x means, so I write it, so log of 3 minus cos x into dx. So in the next step so 2 pi into 0 0, so I equal to 0. This is the answer for our given integral. That means integral 0 to 2 pi x into log of 3 plus cos x by 3 minus cos x into dx equal to 0. This is the answer for the integral. So now we discuss about the exercise, that makes exercise problem 9.3. First problem, first subdivision. This is the first problem, first subdivision. So integral 3 to 4 dx by x square minus 4. So integral 3 to 4 dx by x square minus 4 means we write it integral 3 to 4 dx by x square, 4 means we write it 2 square. So I write it, that means the formula is integral dx by x square minus a square equal to 1 by 2a log of x minus a by x plus a plus c. So I write it 1 by 2a. So here x square, a means a square means 2 square, so a equal to 2. I substitute in the formula 1 by 2 into a value is 2, so I substitute 2 into 2 log of x minus a is 2, so x minus 2 by x plus 2 plus c. Now I substitute the limit 3 to 4. So therefore 1 by 2 into 2 1 by 4, 1 by 4 log of x minus 2 by x plus 2 3 to 4. So in the next step 1 by 4 into log of, now that means I write it, that means I log of 4, first I substitute the upper limit x equal to 4 minus 2 by 4 plus 2. Next in the middle, next we write I put the sign minus into, I apply the lower limit. So this upper limit minus lower limit. So log of, now I apply the lower limit means 3. So 3 minus 2 by 3 plus 2. So the next step I write it 1 by 4 log of 4 minus 2 means 2. 2 by 4 plus 2 means 6. Minus log of 3 minus 2 means 1 by 5. So 1 by 4 log of 2 by 6 means 1 by 3 minus log of 1 by 5. So in the next step now, that means the log of 1 by 3 by, this is the numerator minus denominator. So we write log of a by b means log a minus log b. So we write it log of 1 by 3 by 1 by 5. So which implies 1 by 4 into, that means we cross multiply 1 by 3 into 5 by 1, so 5 by 3. 1 by 4 equal to log of 5 by 3. This is the answer for the given integral. That means integral 3 to 4 dx by x square minus 4 equal to 1 by 4 log of 5 by 3. This is the answer. You see the next second problem. That means here the subdivision is integral minus 1 to plus 1. First problem, second subdivisions. This is the first problem, second subdivision. First problem, second subdivision, integral minus 1 to plus 1 dx by x square plus 2x plus 5. So here you take the denominator, x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to x square plus 2x 5. We write it, that means we add and subtract the 1 square. So 1 square minus 1 square, again plus 5. So now in the next step is the x square plus 2ab plus b square. A equal to x, b equal to 1. So a square plus 2 into a means x into b means 1. So 2x plus 1 square. So in the next step then we write it a plus b whole square. A equal to x, b equal to 1. So x plus 1 whole square minus, next we write it the minus 1 square means 1, minus 1 plus 5. So in the next step we write it x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to x plus 1 whole square minus 1 plus 5 is plus 4. So therefore x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to x plus 1 whole square. 4 means we write it 2 square. So therefore integral minus 1 to plus 1 dx by x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to integral minus 1 to plus 1 dx by, that means we write it here x, that means x square plus 2x plus 5, we write it x plus 1 whole square plus 2 square. So I substitute, instead of the denominator I substitute x plus 1 whole square plus 2 square, because here we find out the answer. X square plus 2x plus 5 equal to x plus 1 whole square plus 2 square. So x plus 1 whole square plus 2 square. So the formula is integral dx by a square plus x square equal to 1 by a tan inverse x by a plus c. So here a equal to 2. So this is x square plus a square. So a equal to 2 means 1 by a, 1 by 2 tan inverse x means x plus 1 by 2. The limit is, you see the limit minus 1 to plus 1. So I substitute minus 1 to plus 1. 1 by 2 is constant, I take outside. 1 by 2 into tan inverse x plus 1 by 2 minus 1 to plus 1. So 1 by 2 into tan inverse minus 1. First I substitute the upper limit, that means 1 plus 1 by 2 minus, I substitute the lower limit, minus 1 plus 1 by 2. That means minus 1 plus 1 means 0, 0 by 2 0. So tan inverse 0, this is 2 by 2 means 1, tan inverse 1. So the next step I write it 1 by 2 into tan inverse 1, tan inverse 0. So integral minus 1 to plus 1 dx by x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse. So 1 plus 1 by 2 minus tan inverse minus 1 plus 1 by 2. So the next step 2 by 2 means 1. So tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse minus 1 plus 1 means 0. 0 by 2 means 0. So here tan inverse of 1 means tan 45 1. So I substitute 1. Instead of 1 I substitute tan 45. So tan inverse tan 1, so pi by 4 minus, again tan inverse of 0 means tan 0 is, instead of 0 tan 0 is 0. So instead of 0 I substitute tan 0. So tan inverse tan, so 1, so 0. So pi by 4 minus 0 is pi by 4. So 1 by 2 into pi by 4 is pi by 8. This is the answer for the given integral. Integral minus 1 to plus 1 dx by x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to pi by 8. This is the answer. This is the answer for the first problem, second subdivision. Next, first problem, third subdivision, integral 0 to 1 square root of 1 minus x by 1 plus x into dx. You see I equal to integral 0 to 1 square root of 1 minus x by 1 plus x dx equal to integral 0 to 1. Now I multiply and divide by conjugate. The conjugate of the denominator is, you see the denominator 1 minus x by 1 plus x. The denominator is 1 plus x. The conjugate is 1 minus x. So now I multiply and divide by 1 minus x. So 1 minus x by 1 minus x. So in the next step, square, that means integral 0 to 1 square root of 1 minus x by 1 plus x into 1 minus x by 1 minus x. So next you see the numerator, both the terms are same, so we write it 1 minus x whole square by, you see the denominator, this is a plus b into a minus b, so a square minus b square, so 1 square minus x square into dx. So in the next step, I equal to integral 0 to 1, so you take the square root in the numerator, so square root of the 1 minus x whole square means square root and square cancelled, 1 minus x by square root of 1 square minus x square, so into dx. In the next step, I write it I equal to integral 0 to 1. Now I divide this denominator into every term of the numerator, so I write it 1 by square root of 1 minus x square plus minus x by square root of 1 minus x square into dx. In the next step, I equal to integral 0 to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square dx plus integral 0 to 1 minus x dx by square root of 1 minus x square. So here that means I1 equal to integral 0 to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square dx. And next I2 means integral 0 to 1 minus x dx by square root of 1 minus x square. So I equal to I1 plus I2. Therefore I1 equal to integral 0 to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square dx. Here I apply the formula. You see this integral, that means I compare with this formula, that means integral dx by square root of a square minus x square, this is the formula, equal to sine inverse x by a plus c. So I write it here, a equal to 1, so x, so that means integral dx by, that means 1 square minus x square equal to sine inverse a equal to 1, you substitute sine inverse x by 1 plus c. So I write it in the next step, I write it, so therefore I write it I1 equal to sine inverse x by 1 0 to 1. So I substitute x equal to 1, so sine inverse 1 minus x equal to 0, sine inverse 0. So sine inverse 1 means sine inverse, so 1 means sine pi by 2 1, so instead of 1 I substitute sine pi by 2. So sine inverse of sine pi by 2 means sine inverse into sine 1, so the answer is pi by 2 minus next 0, sine inverse of 0 means sine 0 is 0, so I substitute 0, instead of 0 I substitute sine g, that means sine 0, so sine inverse into sine 0 means 0, so therefore pi by 2 minus 0, so pi by 2 minus 0 means pi by 2, I1 equal to pi by 2. Next I consider the I2 integral, I2 equal to, that means integral 0 to 1 minus x dx by square root of 1 minus x square, this is the second integral. So here I take u equal to 1 minus x square, differentiate with respect to x, so du by dx equal to, the differentiation of 1 is 0, so minus differentiation of x square is 2x minus 2x. So in the next step we write it du by 2 equal to minus x dx, you just cross multiply minus x dx. So in the next step you write it, that means I2 equal to integral 0 to 1, that means you substitute minus x dx, you substitute du by 2, I substitute here square root of 1 minus x square means I take u, so u equal to 1 minus x square, so instead of 1 minus x square I substitute u, so therefore I2 equal to, that means I write it I2 equal to 1 by 2, that means this numerator 1 by 2 I write here 1 by 2 into integral, that means I write it, that means integral here 0 to 1 will come, 0 to 1 du by root u. So next I2 equal to, the next step, that means, so next we calculate the limit. Here the function is u equal to 1 minus x square. So you see this is the x limit, that means x equal to 0, x equal to 1. So I substitute x equal to 0, x equal to 0 means I substitute in the function, x equal to 0 means u equal to 1. So I substitute, so instead of 0 I substitute 1. Next x equal to 1 I substitute here, so 1 square means 1, so 1 minus 1 0, u equal to 0. So I substitute x equal to 1, I got the answer u equal to 0. So I put I substitute here u equal to 0. So 0 to 1 means I take 1 to 0. So here I write it, that means 0 to 1 means I write it 1 to 0. So du by square root of u. So which implies next I2 equal to minus, that means now, but I need only 0 to 1 to 0 means I need the 0 to 1. So I interchange the limit. So 1 to 0 means 0 to 1 interchange, so I put the minus sign. So minus of, when I interchange the interval, so that time we take the minus sign. So minus 1 by 2 integral 0 to 1 du. Now that means u square root of u, I write it the u power minus 1 by 2 into du. So the next step I write it minus 1 by 2 integration of the u power 1 minus 1 by 2 means u power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1 integral 0 to 1. So in the next step I2 equal to, here minus 1 by 2 plus 1 means that means we add, so remaining 1 by 2, so 1 by 2, next u power 1 by 2. So the next step, this 1 by 2 cancelled, so minus of u power 1 by 2, so the limit is 0 to 1. I substitute 1 power, that means minus of 1 power 1 by 2 minus 0 power 1 by 2, so 1 power 1 by 2, so minus of 1 power 1 by 2, anything power, so the power of anything power in the 1 means 1, so 1 power 1 by 2 means 1, so minus 1. Therefore I2 equal to minus 1. Already we find out the answer, I1 equal to pi by 2. So therefore I equal to, that means so you see, that means I equal to I plus 1 I1, that means I equal to I1 plus I2. I1 value is pi by 2 plus I2 value is minus 1, so pi by 2 minus 1. This is the answer for the our given integral. That means integral 0 to 1 square root of 1 minus x by 1 plus x into dx equal to pi by 2 minus 1. This is the answer for the first problem, third subdivision answer. So fifth problem, so first problem, fifth subdivision. So integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cos theta sin cube theta d theta. So I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cos theta sin cube theta d theta means I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cos theta into, I split up the sin cube theta into sin square theta into sin theta d theta. So the next step I write it, that means here I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cos theta sin square theta, I write it 1 minus cos square theta into sin theta d theta. So here I take u equal to cos theta, so du by d theta equal to, now I differentiate the cos, the differentiation of cos is minus sin, so minus sin theta, therefore du equal to minus sin theta d theta. So instead of minus sin theta d theta I substitute du, so therefore minus du equal to sin theta d theta. So here sin theta d theta I substitute du. Now I convert the limit, so that means here the limit for theta, now I write the limit for, find out the limit for u. So the function is u equal to cos theta, so I take the substitution u equal to cos theta, so I write it, so theta equal to, the theta limit is 0 to pi by 2, so I write it 0 to pi by 2. So now I take theta equal to 0, I substitute here, cos 0 means 1, so u equal to 1, I put the value here. Next theta equal to pi by 2, so cos pi by 2 means 0, so the answer is u equal to 0, I substitute here. So the next step I write it, so I write the given here, this is the given integral, that means I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cos theta sin cube theta, I write it the sin square theta sin theta, and the sin square theta I write it 1 minus cos square theta sin theta d theta. Now I take the substitution u equal to cos theta, from this I find out the interval everything. Now I substitute, that means I equal to, that means the limit is 0 to pi by 2 means we write it 1 to 0, so instead of 0 I substitute 1, instead of pi by 2 I substitute 0, so 1 to 0 square root of cos theta value is, here cos theta equal to u, so square root of u, 1 minus cos theta is u square into sin theta d theta means minus du. So in the next step you write it, this minus sign I take in the outside, so minus of integral 1 to 0 u power 1 by 2 1 minus u square du. So I equal to, in the next step, that means in the next step I write, now there is a minus sign, so now I change the interval, interchange the interval, so 1 to 0 means I take the 0 to that 1, so again there are 1 minus sign, so 1 minus sign multiply, then only whenever we change the interval, we interchange the interval, that time or 1 minus sign multiplying. So already there is a 1 minus sign, minus into minus plus, that means the limit is 0 to 1 u power 1 by 2. Now u power 1 by 2 multiply in the factor, so u power 1 by 2 minus u square into u power 1 by 2 du. So the next step I equal to integral 0 to 1 u power 1 by 2, now we add the power u into 2 plus 1 by 2 into du. So the next step I equal to integral integral 0 to 1 u power 1 by 2 minus you just doing the class multiplication. 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1 5, 5 by 2 into du. So u power 1 by 2 minus u power 5 by 2 into du. So the next step, now we write it I equal to u power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 minus u power 7 by 2 by 7 by 2 integral 0 to 1. So next this 3 by 2 I write in the numerator. So reciprocated 2 by 3 into u power 3 by 2 minus 7 by 2 means 2 minus 2 by 7 into u power 7 by 2 into 0 to 1. So the next step you write it I equal to, that means 2 by 3 I substitute u equal to 1, 1 power 3 by 2 minus 2 by 7, 1 power 7 by 2. So this next I apply the lower limit. Before the lower limit I put the sign minus, u equal to 0 0 minus 0 0 minus 0 0, therefore which implies I equal to, that means 2 by 3 minus 2 by 7. So you just doing the class multiplication. 7 2s are 14 minus 3 2s are 6, 14 minus 6 by 7 3s are 21. So I equal to 14 minus 6 means 8, 8 by 21. This is the given answer for our interval, given interval I equal to 8 by 21. We complete the class.